Hello and welcome to our overview of FBAmultitool. So one of the most asked questions FBAmultitool gets is, does the subscription include an interactive keeper graph? Yes, FMT includes Keeper in all of our subscriptions. If you were to buy a standalone subscription to Keeper, it would probably cost you around €19 a month. You can actually turn Keeper on in your settings here, general, and then history data graph. If you turn that on and buy box rotation history, click save, head back, you'll then have to refresh the page, but your keeper graph will load, and it'll load something like this. So pretty much exactly like the original keeper graph, we integrate directly with them. FMT has so many unique features built into it. So while I have your attention, let's take a look and see what features are included in our extension. Starting from the top, we have the Amazon calculator. Now, Amazon does provide its own calculator, but it is very basic in comparison. Our calculator identifies all the fees Amazon charges, even down to the hidden VAT they charge on top of fees for non-VAT registered sellers. Some of the other features we have built into the calculator are the following. We have the ROI buy price, which is up here on the top. This gives you a quick glimpse into the price you need to pay for a product before even having to calculate anything. So if you want to make a 30% ROI, return on investment, you'll know that at a glimpse that you would have to pay, in this case, £11.22 to make that 30% ROI. Below that, we have the voucher discount calculator. So you would just move the slider along, and FMT will work out the discount automatically. Now, underneath the calculator itself, we have EFN, which is European Fulfillment Network. We work out all the fees for that. Fulfilled by merchant, if you are a non-FBA seller. And next to that, you would add your postage and packaging. That's only for the fulfilled by merchant calculator. And under that, we have the small and light, which is a fairly new service that Amazon provides. Moving down the app, we have the product restriction section. Probably one of the most important parts of our software has to be the restriction checker. Now, the worst thing that could happen to any seller, well, excluding being suspended, of course, is buying a restricted or hazmat product, then finding out after you can't actually sell that product and getting stuck with the stock. So FMT will check against your account to make sure you can actually sell that product. Under the product restrictions, we have the alerts. Alerts can be super useful for a quick, at a glance bit of information on a listing. In the alert section, we have the following: Amazon selling. So if it's green, it means Amazon is not selling the product. If it's red, it does mean they're on the product. Having Amazon on a listing can at times be difficult because the amount they restrict the buy box to other sellers. Basically, it'll dramatically reduce the amount of sales you make. A lot of sellers do avoid listings with Amazon on. Here we have the PL detector. For anyone who doesn't know what PL stands for, it's private label. Private label are the more niche, smaller brands. And the reason you want to avoid PL products is because selling them could lead to getting your account suspended. Some retailers do actually stock private label products. I know Argos have some smaller brands in the UK, so you have to avoid selling that small brand because it can lead to your account suspension. Underneath PL detector, we have summer meltables. So if it's green, It's safe to send into Amazon. If it's red, avoid during the summer period. Meltables refers to all heat-sensitive products, including but not limited to chocolate, gummies, select jelly and wax-based products. I believe the dates that Amazon stops allowing these meltable products is between April 15th to October. You may want to double check that. IP alerts. For any product flagging red for IP alert, that would mean that the Amazon has a high chance of sending you an IP complaint for selling this product, which results again in your account suspension. So please be careful selling a product that shows red. Sometimes you can get away with it, but you got to be super cautious. Amazon's always out to get you. There's always ways they will try and suspend your account. Underneath the IP alerts, we have oversized. Now, if it's green, there's no oversize issue, but if it's red, obviously there's an oversize issue. And what normally happens when a product is oversized, the Amazon's going to charge you a lot more fees when you're sending these products via FBA. And finally, in the alert section, we have the prep requirements. If this shows red, it does mean you need some form of prep. It could be poly bags, bubble wrap, anything like that really. And it's normally like beauty products, liquid products that do need bagging up. And that's it for the alert section. Moving on to the product information section, we have tons of information on the listing. Starting at the top with the average price over 30, 60, 90 days, average rank over 30, 60, 90 days, total sellers, FBA and FBM. We have categories, rank, weight, size. You have your ASIN information, which you can copy by clicking that. The barcode, which is the EAN, and you can also search that on eBay by clicking the eBay logo. It shows you the buy box price. The rank drop estimate is actually based on Keeper, so the amount of ranks that it has dropped on the Keeper graph in the last month. So this gives you an estimate into the sales, I guess, of the product. ROI buy price, so this is set at 30%. You can actually change that in the settings. So if you want to make 30% profit, you have to pay $11.22, which is the same as this up here. The package size, launch price, so this is the first ever price it came out at, and the current buy box price is 21, so it's not far off of what it actually launched at. Lowest fulfilled by merchants, so there can't be any FBM sellers on this. Lowest FBA price and Amazon price. So Amazon's not on the listing because we know it's green here, so the Amazon price will be showing NA there. Now underneath that we have the variation viewer. I'm going to show you this in action on another listing. If you scroll down here, now the button is orange and not grayed out because you're on a product that has variations. So when you click that variation viewer, this page will come up. And what is the purpose of this variation viewer? Well, it's going to give you a huge insight into what variation actually sells. Now a lot of tools, all tools will give you an estimated sales here, the sales estimator. It'll give you this, but it's based on the parent ASIN. So that estimated sales, which is on here and all other apps, is like an overall estimated sales. So you don't really know which product is selling well. You're actually just taking a huge gamble if you don't do your research properly. Now if I come into the variation viewer, I know that this HM graphic white and HM graphic white here, these two, medium and large, are probably the best sellers. The medium has 22, nearly 23% of the reviews, and the graphic white large has 18%. The difference with the large is it has actually had some reviews left in the last 30, 60 days. The medium hasn't, but it does have the most reviews. So these two products here are probably where all the sales are going, I would imagine, just based off of the amount of reviews. So it'll be this product here, the large and the medium of that. The dress blue is not coming up. So that would be how you work out, like, if a product like clothing, trainers, anything like that has tons of variations, you would open the variation viewer and work out from the review percentages which one of those products is selling best. It's quite an amazing feature because no tool on the market can give you the information you need, estimated sales that is, on each individual variation. It's just not possible. So let's go back to the original listing. Moving down, we have the sales estimator. Well, you're all going to know what that is. You can set that to monthly or daily. Product score. This is for newer sellers. Now, if you're someone who's just starting out, who needs a little help analyzing deals, this is a deal analyzer, and it will go through tons of different data points and work out basically, is this a good product to resell or not. Again, down here we have some more discounts. You would just select the discount. Say the retailer is doing a 3 for 2. You would select that and it will work out the 3 for 2 deal for you. Now, underneath the discounts here, we do have notes and export. The notes section is actually part of the export. You can export all your deals directly to Google Sheets. You would enter your store URL here, but to actually set up the export, you need to go into your settings. So if we head up into settings, and there should be export tab there. Here you'll add your Google Sheets URL. You would select all the data you want to export, click save, go back. You might have to refresh the page, but once that's done, enter your store URL or your wholesaler URL and export. So the first time you export, it's going to prompt with, there's going to be a pop-up that shows up that Google's going to ask you to authorize that. So it'll only happen the first time, but you do have to make sure that you are logged into your browser. At the top right of your browser, make sure you're logged into your Google Chrome browser with the same account you're logged into your Google Sheets. So yeah, that's something to remember. Moving down, we have sales data. Again, this information here, we've seen this in the product information section. It is exactly the same. But underneath, we have information on the sellers. We have the seller name, the price, the type of seller, but most importantly, we have the quantity, the amount they're selling. So with this, you can work out, is it worth selling a product? If you're matching someone's price and you can't undercut them, let's say they have 100 units and the product listing's only selling like 10 or 20 a month, you might want to completely avoid it. So always check the quantity of the seller. We're coming close now to the end of the app. We have two sections left, the global marketplace and VA tracking. So with global marketplace, it'll just give you prices across different marketplaces, so you can check against your own price and see whether the price you're selling at is inflated or maybe too cheap. Just gives you another indication of what the optimal selling price would be. Now in the last section we have VA tracking. So if you do hire a virtual assistant and you want to monitor their work, basically with this they can check in, they'll enter their name and email, and from the dashboard of FBAmultitool you'll be able to view the work they do. It'll take screenshots randomly and it'll record the time they are working, so you can monitor exactly how much work they're doing and getting done. This is very good if you're expanding your business and hiring some VAs. Now that's it for the features available on the app itself, but there are a few features we haven't discussed that are not visible on the app. We have two other features I want to go over, which is the results page calculator and the right click search. So let me just quickly show you how that works. With the results page calculator, you can actually reverse search other people's stores. So you would click on one of their stores here. We'll go with purple, and it'll bring up their store, and here is where your results page calculator will load, and you can check the history graphs from here. And we have the multi-tool app will actually load from here. And the best part is you can actually search Google directly for the product. So you hit the Google icon there, and this will load up Google for that product, and you can actually reverse search that product, finding it yourself. This is how a lot of Amazon sellers actually find their stocks. Here's the product, I believe, and you would find that you'd go onto eBay and you could buy it and resell it, and you could work out the profits here if you wanted to, if there was enough margin in it. I think there's not actually. Let's put in £8 and it'll calculate that for you. So this is reverse sourcing with the results page calculator. Now there's one more thing we can check, and that's the right click search, and this is done from the retailers page. I'm gonna head on to Argos, scroll down. You can either search the title, but I know Argos actually has got its EAN here, so I would highlight that, right click, FBAmultitool, search the UK, and you can search across different stores again, or you can search directly onto Amazon, and then the product will come up. You can calculate it, and this is directly from the retailer or wholesaler's site. One more thing on this page, if you actually highlight on the store, you can actually reverse search here and reverse search all these places to try and find the best price and resell that product. So I think that's pretty much everything covered. We're adding new features all the time, every month. So the best thing to do is just keep an eye on our social media and Discord channels for any updates. And if you do need any help at all, just contact us by emailing info@FBAmultitool. I know I'm not the best at making these videos, but I did want to bring an overview of FBAmultitool. So thanks everyone for watching. Again, if you need any help, please do just email us in. Thank you.